Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is the next video in the live conversation series with the UiPath aspirant. In the previous videos of the series, we have seen what are the different kind of workflows we can have, what is a variable, what are the different kinds of variable we can have in UiPath Studio. In this video, we are discussing everything about arguments, how we can declare arguments, what are the different types of argument we can have, how the arguments are differing from variables, what are the naming convention we should follow when we use arguments, what are the scenarios that we should take care whenever we are using the arguments. We are also seeing how we can edit, modify or delete the arguments in UiPath Studio. In case you are a beginner in UiPath technology, you can always go ahead and watch this video and this will give you a idea about arguments. Also, in case if you want to have such live conversation with me, you can always drop me a note on the email ID which is mentioned in the comments, and then we can take it forward from there. And in case you already haven't subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel and let's get started. Let me just open UiPath Studio. So can you just recall me what are the different type of variable? What is a variable? Just a question. What is a variable? In the last lecture we studied, right? What is
Uh,
a
a,
variable? Yeah.
mm, a, va- a variable is a container that is used to store
Mm-hmm.
data or values.
Okay, awesome. So what are the
So
type
yeah,
of variables we can have?
we have a string variable,
Mm-hmm.
int variable, boolean variable, date time
Mm-hmm.
variable.
Right.
I
So you
think we
understand,
have
right? So
yes,
it is always important to have the correct type of variable, because if the variable name and the data type is not correct, then it is not able to store the data, right? We tried
yeah.
storing the integer one in the string, then we tried storing the string in the integer, so UiPath gives an error. Now one tricky question: if I am not sure about the data type, what is the type of variable I should create? I am not sure whether it would be integer, string. I don't know. It can be anything. So what is the kind of variable I create then?
Is it generic? Huh?
Exactly.
No?
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. So just remember, whenever you are not sure about the variable type, you just go ahead and create a generic. So generic can store anything. You can just treat generic as a container that can accommodate anything. Okay, and then later on,
Mm.
it will you can use it in the automation. So that these are the question, right? So which whenever you are going for an interview, just remember that the basic, these are the types: integer, variable. But if I go to the UiPath, so there is an option called browse, right? We have look, so in the browse you can have any type of variable. So let me go ahead and create a new sequence. uh, we'll talk about arguments today. And so what I was talking, see, when we talk about variables, right, so it is not only restricted to integer, char and anything. So whenever we go here, there is a browse for type. Okay, so we can always have this many type of variables, any type of variable for that matter, which is available in .NET. Then we have seen array also. Can you tell me what exactly is array used for? Array.
Array is to use, yes, array is a type of variable that are used
Mm-hmm.
to create a data for the same variable type.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, fixed sequence collection having the same data type. So we, if we have to store a list on where the every of the data is same, we can always go ahead and create an array. Array is a fixed size sequence collection of elements having the same data type. Okay, okay. So
Mm.
we talked about variables in the last video, right? So today we want to talk about arguments. So
Argument.
do you
Mm.
know what is difference between variable or arguments, or should I start?
Variable and argument.
Yeah.
I think arguments can be modified
Variables also can be
Ah,
modified, right?
after creating,
Okay, we will start.
mm,
Okay. So what we so I this is one project, okay, and I have two sequence here, right? So this sequence is let's say sequence 1, and this sequence is sequence 2. So last time I told you about the scope of the variables, right? So if I create a variable in this scope, let's say I create a variable here var1, okay. Now it is restricted only to the sequence 1. So if I go here in the sorry in the variables, I have created a variable 1, okay, this guy. Now the argument scope, I will just change it to sequence 1. Now if I attempt to use in sequence 2, it won't be available because we have given the scope here, right? So
yeah.
so what is an argument? So have you ever thought of that if you are doing any automation, if you want to reuse the automation? So if I ask you that, okay, today you have to build automation, okay, let me just ask you. Today you have to build automation where you have to read the email, okay, and you have to read the email from, this is the sender, okay, this is the sender.
Mm.
Now I give one more of your teammate to read the email, and I ask him that you have to read the email, but for you the subject should be this. Okay. So your teammate is reading the emails from this email ID. Now there is one more teammate, teammate 3, who is reading the email from let's say hulk@gmail.com. Okay. So what do you think, what should we do? We should create three automation, okay, one approach that we create three automations, or I create only one automation and I just keep passing this value. Which one is better?
One automation.
Right, because the end logic is same, right? I have to just read the email, only this thing is changing, right? This guy, only this thing is changing, the email address is changing, rest everything the logic is same, the read email logic is same, right? Now take one more example. We were looking at uh, let's say you have to you are writing an automation to download, okay, let's do it like this. Get product price, okay, from Amazon. Okay, so amazon.com, you have to go and get a product price. So today I ask you to get me the price for iPhone, okay. So tomorrow I ask you to get me the price for OnePlus. After that I ask you to get me the price for, let's say, Bluetooth headphone, okay. So what will you do? You will create three automation, or how can this be created?
One automation because
Hmm.
you are requesting for uh, like all the information you are requesting from is just from Amazon. So one
Yeah,
automation.
right, and this will be the differentiating factor, right? So every time whatever the input user give, we will just work accordingly, right? So
Yeah.
now if I create a variable here, so right, where will you store the name of this product? So this is a product, right? So this is the product. So what kind of variable should I create for this product?
String.
String, right? So I go here, let us try to build that automation. Okay, I create here a variable called str underscore product, okay, and it is of type string, right? What is
Mm.
the value of the string? The value of the string is uh, iPhone, right?
iPhone.
So
Mm.
I write here iPhone. Now should I, if I have to make one more, now if I have to now this is an automation, and let's say in the message box, okay, we are just printing the variable. So this is the str product, okay. Now, okay, my this is stuck,
It's
okay,
showing an
str,
error message.
yeah, no, it's gone, okay. Now if I go ahead and run the file, so it will show me iPhone, right? Because it is passing, we are passing it as iPhone. Okay, iPhone. Now if I want to pass, change this thing to, 1 plus 6, where should I write 1 plus 6?
1 plus on the,
In here, right? In this here.
yeah,
But then this
default.
then this will change, right? So then I would have to create one more product, one more product. So I cannot keep doing that one, right? Because my logic is same, right? So now let's say if I want, this thing is changing every time. So you will not always come to this automation, go here and change the default value, right? So is it a good practice to give the default values? What do you think?
No, it's not a good
Right, right.
practice.
So what will we do? We will use something called arguments. Okay, so now what is an argument? Argument, if I go here, right? So okay, arguments allow you to pass data from one automation to other automation, as simple as that. Okay, so if I just tell you, go one step back. Okay, tick, 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 tick. Mm, I don't know where they have given the definition. Let me just, okay, I'll tell you here only. So whenever you are writing any automation, okay, so arguments allow you to pass data from one XAML to another XAML, or from one automation to another automation. Okay, so if I tell you variables, so if I have created a variable from str project here, okay, now this is one sequence of arguments. Okay, so this is, I have created a XAML here, right? Arguments XAML.
Mm.
Now if I create one more XAML here, I will create one more sequence here, let's say new sequence. Okay, now if I want to use this variable, so if I want to use this variable str product in this one, can I use it? This is a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use this product here?
You can use
Yeah.
it,
How?
yeah, as an argument. I think.
Yes, exactly. You got it right. So if it is a variable, I cannot use it because the variable is restricted only to the scope where it is created, right? So if you will see the scope, the maximum scope is this, the parent argument demo. This is the parent, right? I cannot take it
Mm.
outside. But now if I have to use the input from this guy, I want to use the input here in the new sequence. So how do I
Mm.
use it? Because I only create variables. So whatever variable I create in the new sequence, will the scope will be here only. Now if I want to use something from one automation to another automation, so this is one automation and this is second automation, right? So how will I use? I will make use of arguments. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Now if I ask you, uh, okay, so now let us try it and create make argument. So this is the new sequence. Okay, so how do I create argument? Similarly, how do we create variable? We go to the variables and we press, and then we click here and we click, and then we assign the data type. The concept is exactly same. We go to the arguments tab and we click a argument, right? Now how do I create argument? I have to just specify the argument name. Now there is something called direction. So what do you understand by this direction? So just a random guess.
Direction
Hmm.
determines
Mm-hmm.
the movement
Okay.
of the argument name or type. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. So for example, if I write something in, okay, that means this new sequence is expecting something as an input. If I write here out, that means it will give this thing out of the XAML. Okay. So now if I, let me just go to I will create a PPT here. Now that will be okay. So if anything is, so let me just show it you by help of a diagram, that will make more sense. Okay, so I am in the new slide. Chalo, delete, I will delete this. Okay, so I have one automation. Okay, I will call this automation one. Okay, and then I have second automation. Okay, this I will call automation 2. Okay, so in automation 1 I have variables, right? So I have some variable called let's say I have created a variable called str name, anything here, right? So I have created here str underscore name. Now I want to use this variable to automation 2. Can I use directly? No, because this is a
Mm,
variable, right? But with the help of arguments I can use this variable to here. Okay,
okay.
now how do I create argument? So though there are two direction, only two direction. So there are two direction, the first direction is in and the second direction is out. So if I ask you if this automation has to give something to this automation, okay, so here like this automation has to give something to this, so what should I create here? So where is in and where is out? Which is this part? This is in or this is out? This one.
This first one is the out.
Out, right? Because
Mm,
so this let me just do it like this. I will insert our text box here and I will write here out, and this thing is in, right? Because this thing
mm,
is asking as an input, so this is in and this is out. So whatever this argument will give me, this thing will be in for it. Okay, now similarly if I go here in the automation, if I have to create a variable, right? So now what we want to do, we want to use this variable from us, I will just remove this one. Let's do one thing. We will ask the user the first name here. Okay, we will take a input dialog. So let us try to build automation. In the automation one, okay, we will ask the user to give the name. Okay, and in automation 2 we will say hello from automation 2. Okay, now hello, and then we will write the name of the user, hello, the name of the user, and we will say write from automation 2. So first let's discuss what how do we do in automation 1. So right, how can we ask for input? So I can go here, and which activity should I take now?
input dialog.
Input dialog, right? So I will just write here enter the name. Okay, and similarly copy, I will paste it here. This is not mandatory, but you can change it. In the variable I will create a variable str underscore name. Okay, now let me just remove the extra guys from here. I will just remove. Okay, and now whatever the user will give me, that is stored in a variable, right? str underscore name, right? Now in the second new sequence, what I want to do, I want to have a message box. Okay, I want to have a message box, and I want to say hello, right? We want to say hello from automation automation 2, right? And what is the name? So the name, now where is the name? So the name is stored in the str name, right?
Yeah.
And in the new
Mm,
sequence we don't have that one, right? So now in these scenarios arguments come in picture. Okay, now for argument 1, what should I write? The argument direction, what should be the argument direction? It should be in or it should be out? This is the
out.
out, right? So we will
Yes.
create a out automation, right? And similarly for the new sequence, what should be the argument type? It should be
In
in, right?
because it's
So
accepting. Yeah.
it is expecting, right? So now
Mm,
we have seen the naming convention for the variables, right? For the arguments the naming convention is, so if it is in, so we will write simply in. Okay, and if it is out, we will write out. So that way we remember that okay, this is for input and this is for output. Okay,
output. Okay.
so if it is in, so I will just write here in underscore, or I can put a data type also str, or I can directly write in underscore name. Okay, so now when this automation will run, it is asking an input for string, and now in the argument here what I will have to write? In the out I will have to write out underscore name. So now whatever the input the user give me, as of now where it is getting stored? It is getting stored in the variable str name, and we have to pass that thing to the argument
Argument.
out name, right?
Mm,
So now two option here. I can easily go and replace this thing with out underscore name, this guy. So what input dialog does? It will ask the username and it will store the result in the variable, right? In
Yeah.
UiPath, you can always use the variable or the argument to store the results, right? So as of now, let us use the variable and use an assign activity. Okay, I will use an assign activity, so that will make things clear. So here we are asking for input dialog in the name, and here we are assigning the value from assign the value from variable to argument. Okay, so now what is the argument? What should I write here?
Uh, out name.
Right, and what should I assign it to?
So in name.
Str name. So
Okay.
in name is in the new sequence.
Okay.
So we are still in the old sequence. This is my sequence one. Okay, let me just rename this to, rename to old sequence. Okay, so this is my old sequence. Okay, so and this is my new sequence. So the new sequence only needs a name, right? It needs one name. And in the old sequence we have to give something out, right? So what we did, we created an out argument here, right? But now
Mm-hmm.
how would the out argument know that which value out should out, right? It is asking what you want to out. So I will tell him you out whatever you get in the string name. So str underscore name, you get this, you got this thing? Or
Mm, okay. Okay.
so what we did, we created a variable. You understand up to here, right? We created a variable str name. So whatever the
Yes.
user is giving, it is stored in a variable. The variable name is
Yes.
str underscore name,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Now
Mm.
we want to give something out of the flow. So to give something out, we created our argument called out. Okay, and
Okay. I get it now. For the old sequence, you
Mhm.
created a variable and an argument.
Right, right. So
Okay.
here, so now if I go here, so what we did, now this out argument name is out underscore name, and this in argument is in underscore name,
In underscore
right?
name.
And this
Yeah.
str name now goes into the out name.
Out name. Okay.
You got
That
it?
is why you have to use assign
Activity, right?
activity.
Right, so if I am not using assign, what I can do is I can directly store the input into the argument also. I can directly use it like this also, out underscore name. This is also
Name.
work, right? So that way
Uh,
I don't have to use this one now, right?
okay.
So you can do it like this also. That again depends. So the this is a good way because that gives you the clear picture that what we are trying to do, right? So first we are asking the user for the input, we are storing it in a variable, right? The variable name was str name, right? And how do we
Mm.
differentiate? Because the argument name will start from out underscore name. So whatever user give me, it will get stored in a thing called out name. Okay, now in the new sequence, what we have to do? In the new sequence, I have to print this message, right? So what argument I will create? I will create a in argument.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this is the in argument. So now if I have to write, so I would have to plus and then in name, right? But how would these two automation work together, right? Because this is separate, this is separate, right? See,
Mm.
I don't have a variable here, right? So this is
Yes, I
only
wanted to add.
huh. So what we will do is we will go to main. So whenever you start a project or anything, you have something called main. Okay, so this main can be anything. So I will just talk about this main. So whenever you start a automation, right? So you have seen something here. We have run file, then we have run. What is the difference between these two?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay, so run file means it will only run the file which is highlighted. So
Okay.
as of now, if I just run this, I am on old seq, and if I go here and if I select on run file, it will run old sequence, right? See, if I
Mm.
run here, it will only, now it will ask me the name, because it will run the first sequence. Enter the name. I write here my name. Okay, and I hit okay. That's it. Now if you will select run, right, that means it will run the entire project. So this is your complete project, right? So the project starts with main. So whenever you run any automation, it will start from main is the starting point of every automation. I think you would have studied this thing in the C# or the VB.NET also. You create a main function,
Yeah.
right, at the beginning.
Okay. Yeah.
So now do you understand the difference between these two, run file and run,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
So now let's say I want to run the entire project. Okay. So in the UiPath, there is an activity called invoke workflow. Okay. Remember this activity, invoke
Yeah.
workflow
I,
activity.
I've seen it.
Okay. I will drag and drop it here. Okay. So what does this, what do you think this does? Any guesses?
It will combine the old sequence and the new sequence.
Right, exactly. So I can invoke the file, right? So now which workflow you want to invoke? So I want to invoke. So if I go here, right? So here it will ask me which workflow you want to invoke. So I will invoke the first which sequence we want to have. First we want to have the old sequence. So I will go here
Old
and select
sequence.
old sequence and hit open. Now after that I want to invoke the new sequence, right? So how do I invoke the
Mm.
new sequence? I again go ahead and take one more invoke activity, or the second way is you can always go ahead and drag and drop it like this. It will automatically be a invoke. You understood this?
Okay.
Okay. So now
Yeah.
what is happening? First we are invoking the old workflow, then we are invoking the new workflow. Now you will see there is something called zero, right? This means that you have
Mm.
not specified the argument. So if I just open workflow, this is our sequence only. Now what we want to do, import arguments. What do you understand by import arguments? That whatever the
That is
argument,
the
whatever argument.
arguments
Hmm.
that was stated on the workflow, like for the old sequence.
Mhm. So I click on import arguments, and it says that okay, this out sequence is giving you something out where you want to store the value. Okay. So I will create a variable. Okay, I will create a variable. This is a string, so I will create a variable called str underscore, one new variable I will create, str underscore new string variable. Actually, this should be something else, but for the demo, we are creating like, I am creating a new string variable. And now what we are telling UiPath here, ki when you import this old sequence, the automation will go here. It will ask the user a name, whatever the user the name will give, it will come to out name. Now in the main, whatever this sequence in the import arguments, out name will be stored in the new variable. And this new variable, now if I go to the new sequence, now new sequence will ask me that I want something as input, right? This is in. So now what should come here?
Hello, hello, hello,
Yeah.
hello.
Yes, tell me what should.
Uh, for 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 this value.
Okay, so let me tell you. So in the old sequence, we click on import arguments. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
the out name, whatever the old sequence was giving, we stored in a new variable called str new variable. Okay.
Okay.
Now we have a new sequence here. Now this new sequence is asking for input, right? So
Mm,
the output of this, what is the output? What the output of this, if you'll go here, the output for this is input for this, right? So the
mm,
output for this guy is stored in a variable called str new variable. So now this will be input for this one. So this will be input for this one. So I will just write here input, and okay. Do you understand this?
yes, 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 yes.
Now what should I do? If I go here and if I click on run the file, what would happen?
It will run.
Old sequence.
It will. Yeah. It will run this particular invoke
Hmm. Okay,
sequence
let's
here.
do one thing. We will do and see how what exactly is happening. We will put a breakpoint and we will just see one by one what is happening. Okay. So we have triggered the automation. First, it will come to the invoke workflow. Next, it will invoke the old sequence. Okay, it will go to the old sequence. Inside the old sequence, it will ask the user for the name. Okay, step into, it is asking the user for the name. Okay, so here is the name, so I put the name as Hulk. Okay, and click OK. Now whatever the value the user have gave, it will now assign the value to the out argument. Okay, I click on step into, now the out argument is set. Now it will again come back to this sequence, right? Now what I have written here, we have written whatever out you give this to a new variable. So
Mm.
now the new variable is set. Now the new variable value is str new string is set to Hulk, and now it will go to the new sequence. And in the new sequence, this was the input argument, and it will print hello from automation 2 and the Hulk. Okay. So now
Yeah.
if I run this automation completely from here, from main, right? So what I can do is I can go here and run the file. It will ask me for the name. So okay, it will ask me for the name. Let's say I give the name as Iron Man and I click on OK. So it will say hello from automation 2 Iron Man. Okay. So now do you understand the difference between variables and arguments?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. But this argument is a is
sorry.
a bit complex. So this argument it will be mostly used for enterprise frameworks, right?
No, no, no. So whenever you are writing any automation, right, you will not write the automation in one sequence. So let's say if I have to write an automation and you have 15 or 20 steps. Okay. So let's say you have 15 steps. So what you will do? You will write a sequence, then one step, two step, three step, four step, five step. You will do it like this, right? One by one by one, right?
Mm.
But now let's say if this part is breaking, in the step number 5 you have an error or you have to debug, right? Then you have to again run everything from step 1, correct? So step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step. Now think of step 1 as 50 activities. So then you have to run these 50 activities again. So that's why in UiPath what we do, we divide the project into small pieces. Okay. So
Yeah.
we don't develop everything like this one by one after this, because in the enterprise level project, whenever you are developing, you should not do everything in a one go, because it will be difficult to manage, it will difficult to understand. If you have to debug or if you encounter any exception or error, that time you want it would be very difficult. So what we do is we decide the project into small automation like this old sequence, new sequence. Okay. And then in the main, we see this is this what do you, if I give this automation to anyone, he can understand that okay, first we are reading the old sequence, then we are reading the new sequence, right? But if I tell anyone to read everything where this is like this, so it will be difficult, right? Everything written in a single page. So it
Mm.
is always good to break. And why, whenever you are breaking, right, so you would have to pass the data from, if it is in one sequence like this, we can easily pass with the help of variables from here to here. But when it is from one sequence to another sequence, then we use the arguments. Okay.
Okay.
So let me just tell you what exactly we did. So we created one old sequence where we asked the user for the name. Okay. Now that name is stored in a variable. We know this thing, right? Up to here you are clear,
Yeah.
right? Now we created an argument. The argument type would be in or out. What would be the argument type?
Sorry, come again.
So we have created a variable. We are asking the user to enter the name. The user has entered the name. Now the
Yeah.
name is available in a variable. Now we want to
Yes.
out this variable. So what would be the argument type? It would be in or it would be out.
Out. Out.
So we created a out variable, right? Now in the
Mm.
new sequence, we want the name to be printed. So in the name sequence, we don't do we require any variable in the new sequence? No, right? Because we
No.
are not getting anything. We are just expecting anything from outside. So that's why we created a variable of in,
mm,
right? And
mm,
now how do these two work together? I go to the new sequence called main, right? I first invoke the old workflow, then I invoke the new workflow. Now here what we did is we are asking UiPath will ask me that, okay, I have found this name, what do you want me to do with this new name, right? So I say that this, from this I want to pass it to here. So how do I pass from here to here? I just created a variable. This is a new variable. Str new is a variable, and this is for
mhm,
main, right? So we will get this input from here, and we will pass that to here. So whatever the output I get from the first out, now this same variable is becoming input here, as simple as that. Okay. Now one thing also you can do, right? So in the old sequence also, right, you can always drag and drop the invoke workflow. So it is not like you always have to invoke here, you can always invoke it like here. So we get the input name, okay, we here. And now if I just go here in the project and I drag and drop the new sequence here, this will also work. Okay. Now you tell me what is happening here. So we are inputting in the str name, okay, and
mhm.
let me just go here. So what should I type here in the input argument? This guy.
For the input, import argument, that should be out,
No, so
out
what we did, so
underscore.
now let's say this was the first automation, right? And what you can do is, you can, it is not always you can create invoke one automation from
Mhm,
other automation also. So this is one automation. What I did is I invoked the second automation inside this, like this. Okay. So now we are asking the user to provide the name. The name is coming in a variable called str underscore name. Okay. Now this new sequence, what is this new sequence? This only expects a name, right? This only
mhm.
expects the name. And where exactly we are getting the name now? Which is, which variable is for the name? Where we are storing the name?
On the uh,
Str name,
STR name, yeah.
right? So now this is the, here now in the input arguments I will just type here str name. Okay, that's it. You
Uh,
got it what we did here?
yeah.
So you can create any number of sequence, okay, and then specify the output and input arguments. Now you will see we have how many type of arguments? We have in, we have out, we have in out,
Out,
and we have
in,
property. So in, you means this will be
out,
input.
property.
Out, that means that will be going out, and in out means now this variable can be used as input and can be used as output also.
Output.
Also both. And then there is something called property, which is not currently being by UiPath. So if I go here in the, in the official argument, so this is how the arguments panel look. And if I go to the manage arguments, these are the directions. Okay. So read, the direction is in, that means the in argument can be used within the given project. The argument can be used to pass data outside the given project, and in out, it is both within inside and outside. And property, they are not currently using it. Okay. Now the type here, you can have it, all the type like boolean, string, object, anything, same like variable. This thing is same we have seen for the variables pane also. Okay.
Mm.
And then we have also seen how we can use the invoke workflow and all. Now what do you think, how can we delete the arguments? So how do we delete variables? We just right click and delete, right? So here also I can always go ahead and right click and then select this delete one.
Okay.
Okay. So now in case if you want to convert the variables to argument or argument to variables, you can easily go and right click. So this is an argument because we are in argument tab. So we can always go ahead, right click and convert to variable. Now this thing will be converted to variable and it is no longer available here. So in case you want to again convert this thing to arguments, right click and convert to argument. It is very simple, right? So we can always switch between variables to argument. but you should know the exact difference between the variables and the arguments first. So
Okay.
right, so that is all about argument. So let me just go here. So UiPath arguments in, out, and in, out. We have seen how we can create, edit, and remove. So its editing is very easy. If you want to change the name, you just have to change it here. The direction can be changed here. The type can be changed here. Editing is very simple, right? And we have seen what are the best practices, that if you want writing something for in direction, you will write in underscore. If it is going out, you will write out underscore. If it is both in and out, you will write IO. Okay, so if this variable is like this in out, so you will write here io
Oh.
io underscore name. That way you will
Mhm.
be able to understand that is both in and out. Okay, and we have seen, I think, this workflow also, convert variable to argument and argument to variables, right? So that is very simple. Now if I ask you to write a automation, okay, now the second task for you would be, I will create a new here, don't save. Okay, you have to create two sequence. Okay, you have to create two sequence. In the sequence one, okay, you will ask the user, you will ask the user for the name and age. Okay, and in the sequence 2, okay, you will have a message box. Okay, in the sequence 2 you will have a message box that will say hello and whatever the name. So let's say if you pass here uh Mukesh and 76, so it will say hello Mukesh, your age is 76. Okay, so this would be your input dialog. Okay, so this is an
Yeah.
assignment for you. Okay, what do you think, you
Okay.
can do it?
Yeah, I can try. I will try.
Okay,
Are you
definitely you
recording
should.
this video?
Yes, yes,
You're
yes, I,
recording?
yeah, I am recording. I will share you this recording for the variables and the arguments both in some time. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
okay,
Please
so
do.
yeah.